Thanks for tuning in for another segment here of Fix It or Ignore It with Centennial Wealth Advisory. Let's talk about this week here. You don't know what you don't know. Now, oftentimes this can be related to many different things out there, different aspects of life, and obviously today we're going to talk about it financially. But I think of this, years ago I was trying to do a drywall project at my house. We had purchased this new home and we needed to do some small changes, and it involved moving an interior wall and then obviously redoing the drywall. So I thought to myself, gosh, how hard could it be? You've never done drywall before, but look at, let's YouTube it, right? So we did that, had a little help getting it moved, all was going well, and come to that finish work of that drywall. Well, you know, put on your layer of tape, put on some mud, and you start sanding it. It was days later and I found myself still sanding this thing and I could not get it to look good. Finally, after days and days of this, drywall dust everywhere, a mess of this, gone through numerous amount of product, and I think I finally get it and I go throw the paint on and I'm like, oh my goodness, this thing has more waves in it than the ocean. So I had no idea when I was doing it, and I didn't know what I didn't know when it comes to the tips and the tricks of that trade. Obviously, folks that do that for a living and do that all the time, they splash that mud on there and they got it down and it looks so great with one quick pass and they're in and out without a mess. So with finances, it's very similar. You don't know what you don't know in some cases. If this isn't something you do all the time, how are you aware of what are some of the things you should be looking for? You know, when it comes to even tax planning, I think of all the ins and the outs and all the various aspects of the ever-changing tax law that happens, that it really is important for you to understand that, to make sure you're getting the most of your opportunities. Wouldn't you be frustrated to learn that maybe there was something you were missing for many years out there because you just even weren't available or knew that it was available to you out there? Oftentimes people like to play with investments, and sometimes that's okay. But are you doing it in the most tax efficient manner? Are you doing it in a way that's going to benefit you in the long term? So we look at fixing it or ignoring it with this situation. Education is power when it comes to that. Working with a qualified professional that allows you to kind of uncover some of these things that maybe you don't know about, to again, making sure you're maximizing what you have and so that you can plan to retire well.